What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wookie Whispers. Sorry for this small technical difficulties, but we are back and we are rolling. I am here with none other than Pop the Bounty Collector. How you doing today, my man?
I am doing good. Episode 4, let's go.
Let's go. So I'm really pumped to have you here. It's really dope. We've kind of been following each other on Instagram and YouTube and all the things for quite some time now. And we actually got to physically meet each other at MegaCon in Orlando a couple weeks ago. And what a blessing that was. I had a blast, man. How about yourself?
Man, I had a blast. It sucks that we didn't really get to spend so much time. We went into the
Yeah.
panel.
Hmm.
Um, but it was just crazy. I'm tired. I'm still tired from MegaCon. This gonna be 42 this year, so this body ain't the same no more. And standing in line, so I think next year I'm kind of gonna limit myself down to maybe one or two autos, unless I get that VIP. The VIP is the key. VIP is the
Hmm.
key because standing in line, I just missed so many opportunities to. I missed so many panels. We could have
Yeah.
linked up. We
Right.
could even eaten lunch together or
For sure.
walk artist alley and just get to pick each other's brains and stuff like that. But man, standing in line for 4 hours for an autograph, it's not the way to go.
No, 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 absolutely. Yeah, I think now I'm at a point with conventions since I've been doing them for so many years now that I've already basically seen all the things that I want to see. The big thing for me is now like connecting with people like you and like the creator community that we've created. Those are the ones that's the real like impactful thing for me. And just kind of getting to sit and break bread because we chit chat here and there, on Instagram and DMs and whatnot, but it's nothing like sitting together in
Exactly.
person and just really connecting as like as a family. And so I know that's going to be my number one priority moving into my next conventions is making sure that I'm actually connecting with the people that actually matter because it's really cool, obviously to take those photo ops and sit in line and get the signatures and see the panels, and obviously those are a big portion of why we go to the cons. But honestly, like I'm at a point where my relationship building is number one for me. And I was able to do that not as much as I wanted to this year, but I was definitely able to do it a little bit more. And I think as I'm growing as a creator, as I am growing as a human, right? I'm understanding that these relationships are really what is important to me. Like Star Wars is more than just the actors. I'm never going to see these actors again unless
Hmm.
something, crazy goes off, you know what I mean? But the day-to-day relationships that we have are what's really important that keeps this community tight knit and keep us pushing forward and being inspired and all of those things. So, yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, it's I'm at a point maybe similar to you, and that is the connections that we build and the experiences that we have. I think
Yeah.
I'm really big in now traveling, going to different countries, trying different foods, going to even
Mhm.
different states that I haven't even been in the United States. Just try different things, and it's all about the experience, and then connecting with people. Building that connection, that network. Um, I've been in YouTube almost a year. It was the my first upload was April 28th of last year,
Wow.
and in that moment, the only person that I really knew that was on YouTube personally is Tony, because Tony I knew him for over 2 decades. So,
Wow.
but now it's with this community, I get to meet people like you, connect with you on Instagram, some TikTokers I'm connecting with, people on YouTube. There's a group chat that we have. So it just feels like the family have grown even more. Friendships have grown. Christmas gifts have been sent out. Christmas cards have been sent out.
Yeah.
Celebrating people's birthday. It's crazy. Just from a simple just joining YouTube to now almost a year.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. So you've known Tony for almost 20 years or so?
Yeah, I
That's
remember Tony. I was so in our position at Nike, I was like a manager in training. And I
okay.
think Tony either was a full-time athlete, like a full-time employee, that's how way back we go. Like we've the
Wow.
sneaker days, the foam posits, the LeBrons, the Air Maxes, standing in line. I remember I was a manager in Kissimmee, and
Mhm.
we had sneakers that was about to release, and we were gonna do a drop early in the morning. Tony came with a whole bunch of other people, and he pretty much controlled that line with the little
Wow.
clip. We gave him a clipboard, and people were camping out for the shoes. So that's how far I'd known Tony, but we didn't connect so much into Star Wars and just, pop culture in general until like around 2015, 2016.
Okay.
I think 2015 was the first time he went to MegaCon. So I was with him first time in MegaCon, and he that kind of like opened up his eyes to conventions and seeing things and collecting things like collectibles. Back to the
Yeah.
Future was like his favorite, but he was the one
I think it
that
still is.
convinced me to go to Star Wars Celebration in 2017, and then from that
Wow.
moment, we just been going to every Star Wars celebration together.
That's crazy. So, fun fact, I also come from the sneaker world.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I was a store manager for Finish Line for years. I worked
oh,
for Finish Line for 7 years. And I've also have a crazy sneaker collection. I'm about 140 deep. So yeah, I drops like crazy. I started at Finish Line in 2008. So,
oh,
yeah, I was a junior in high school, and,
wow.
yeah,
That must have
and
been the
so
illest job.
dude, it
You
was
work
dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
in high
I
school?
was oh, for sure. I was walking into school with all the fresh kicks. I remember that was around the time where we had, like, what was it, like, the phone posits that were like the space I forget what they're called,
The Galaxy phones?
the Galaxy foams, yep. That's like that same era. That was crazy. But yeah, I mean, I've got a crazy collection to this day. I don't buy as much anymore, but at the same time, my foot hasn't grown. So I've got shoes in here that are like 12,
Yeah,
13 plus years old that are still freaking crisp, except for some of my like my cement threes and like my bread fours. The foam on
the
the
phone
bottom is
with
starting to
crack.
crumble and crack
Yes.
and all that. So I was thinking about getting some Angelus paint and like touching it up. Yeah, I'm deep in the shoes, so I can we could talk we could talk kicks all day, every day.
This just
Um,
changed into a sneaker, podcast. Let's go.
I know, it's crazy, so crazy. I just picked up the Gratitude 11s over the
Ooh,
summer or over the break, the holiday break,
that's
and
nice.
I haven't even put them on my feet. I've got like 4 or 5 pairs that I'm sitting on right now. I got those suede royal ones sitting. I
Oh,
got the
those are
satin breads
yes.
ones sitting still. I haven't even laced any of these joints. The Gratitude 11s sitting. Haven't even touched them. What else I got? I think those are the ones that are sitting that I haven't like actually thrown on feet. Everything else I've at least worn once, but I
And
got
that's
like
that's the thing is just they're just sitting. That's the same thing that happens to me. Working on your feet. You'll see me with Pegasus on,
for
and
sure.
and then my athletes, the young kids, that now I could say I'm old. The youngins be like, "Hey, you got heat. Why you don't wear it to work?" I said because they're not comfortable. They're not
No.
comfortable to be wearing at work. I'd rather wear Pegasus all day, but yeah, got a lot of shoes, and my girls, she'll be the quick one to point out, you still haven't worn these shoes, and you bought them a year ago. Yeah, so
I'm like, yeah, I know. It's part of the collection. It's part of the collection. Yeah, I mean, I think I got to a point where I was just wearing like Asics and stuff. And then like I got really into like Kith, Kith is like Ronnie Fieg
yeah.
and all them.
Mhm.
So then I was getting some of like the Kith A6 and stuff like that, and I was
Ooh.
rocking those at work because they were pretty comfortable. I still got a lot of those, and maybe some like the Kith Ultra Boosts and stuff like that. But yeah. So, anyways, I could talk kicks all day, but let's get into some of this Star Wars stuff while people are here and why people watch our channel. But first, before we get into that, you got a lot of things going on. You've got the Rebel collectors and all that. Tell everybody who is watching on this channel right now where they can find you and kind of all the things that you get into on your channel. Go subscribe and all that stuff.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and TikTok, Pop the Bounty Collector. You're gonna see Funko reviews, unboxings of my girlfriend, the same in rotation. She calling me out even on the live stream.
Oh
Even on the
my
live stream, yeah,
gosh.
you got some UNC force. Oh my lord. But
Oh.
yeah, unboxings, I do reactions. We got the podcast with me and my boy Tony that
Oh
we just
yeah.
talk about anything about collecting from Hot Toys to Hasbro to Funko to even movie trailers, talking about and planning our trip to Japan for celebration, retro gaming. It's anything you see, but mostly my channel revolves around Star Wars. I do have some anime here and there because my kids got me into Demon Slayer, so
Nice.
I'm a little bit into anime world too.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. That's pretty dope. We got oh, what's up, Flex? Flex is in the building.
Oh,
Welcome.
you're what up, Flex?
Star Wars suit. Appreciate you hopping on, Flex. Much love. So let's get into a little bit about you. So you're another Florida local, which is
Yes.
dope. You're in Orlando area.
Yeah, literally like less than 2 miles from downtown Orlando.
Oh, you're right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am 3 hours south in Fort Myers
Oh, okay.
area. Yep. But I'm in Orlando all the time. So that's pretty dope. There's a lot of creators in the Florida area, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
if this is just like the central hub of
we the
all
hub.
Star Wars. Of Star Wars. It's just crazy because you think people. I mean, I know people in Canada, like seriously Star Wars. Christopher,
Yep.
he's in Canada.
Oh yeah.
You got Eric, who Side Speeds Review. He's I believe in Texas, but a lot of
Yep.
people here are just all Orlando or Jacksonville, Miami, West Palm, Fort Myers, Tampa. It's like wow,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
we need a
it's
big
pretty intense.
Star Wars meetup.
Dude, we need to plan something like that. Because you
Yeah,
even got like Diamond Figs, he's out in Naples, which is like 30
Naples.
minutes from where I'm at. You know what I mean? You got Nilda in, all of them. They're out, and I think in like the West Palm Beach, Fort
West Palm Beach,
Lauderdale
yeah.
area. There's a big like hub of us, but it's so crazy because like none of us live like exactly like right here. Like Kyberphonic, he lives less than 10 minutes from me,
Oh,
which is
okay.
insane. Yeah, so we've been able to hang out and drive. We drove up to MegaCon and all that together, so that was dope. So yeah, I mean, Florida is the hub, and I'm loving it. It's created a really dope community between us Florida creators and even like some of the creators in other areas. So pretty dope. But all right, so one of the things I wanted to ask you so much is like you started YouTube about a year ago, coming up on a year. I started not too long before you. I was I think my first video was in September of 2022, so I'm probably around that year and a half-ish range. Um, and so what inspired you? Because obviously you've been a Star Wars fan for many, many years. What inspired you to click record?
So I tried it before on Instagram, with just Funkos. So, but right now I would still say I'm still into Funkos. I still buy Funko Pops. Not
Mhm.
as crazy as I was back in 2013 and
Yeah.
2014. There was a point that I had 1,900 Funko Pops, ranging from Batman, Dragon Ball, Power
Damn.
Rangers, Gears of War, obviously Star Wars
Yeah.
and Marvel. And I had to start trimming that down. I moved into a smaller place, and then I kind of lost some of the passion. And now I knew if I could tell myself back in 2013, I would have told myself just focus on one or two franchises and that's it. And be very limited. Don't get
Yeah.
everything. So I started doing like little reviews and videos and trying to get people. And then some people have been telling me, man, you got to do YouTube. You got to do YouTube. But I never really pictured myself as somebody clicking, like you said, recording, editing, getting it
Yeah.
out there. I always said I had a face for radio. So I mean, so I didn't never picture myself doing this. It wasn't really into Tony. Like, and
Mm.
I'll be 100% honest, Tony started in Star Wars, Celebration Anaheim. And I
Right.
see him buying his little tripod, the mic and all this stuff. And I even made jokes because I will record behind him with my phone, just memories and be like,
Yeah.
look at the YouTuber, right?
Oh
And it
my.
wasn't until this year in England, Star Wars Celebration, or last year, I'm sorry, 2023, and I saw a lot of people come up to Tony and I saw like just the interactions, people really liking his videos, saying thank you so much. And I think he gained so many followers. And I was like, wow, Tony is pretty much talking about what we do on a personal basis. We just review, we talk about stuff we what we don't like,
Yeah.
we go hunting. So now it's just doing everything that I like, but putting it behind the camera and just connecting with people.
Mm.
It's so cool to say that I have people that connect with me on a weekly basis that are from England, that are from
Yeah.
Spain, that are from Canada. It's so cool to find other people that share the same passion. And that's what got me into it. Like, if you would have told me in the beginning of 2023 that you're going to be in YouTube, you're going to have 500 plus subscribers, you're going to have 200 plus videos out there, I would have been like, nah, that's not me.
Yeah.
I don't have time for it. But I'd make the time because, obviously being a family man,
Right.
kids, responsibility, work, I do find the time here and there, kind of plan my week out and say I can record here, I can edit here. There's some late nights that, you gotta still do the family thing. And then when everybody goes to bed, you're in the lab editing,
Right.
just getting it out. But it's fun. It's
Oh
fun.
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's long as it doesn't feel like it's too much of a job and just getting the feedback from everybody. Everybody's been positive. I've been waiting for some of the haters. And I always I always say that if I don't get it until I get a negative comment, that means I made it.
Right.
Because
Right.
you ain't good until you get some haters. But I guess
Right.
the worst thing I ever got was Star Wars is broken. That's what somebody commented me on one of my videos. And I said, thank you for watching the video. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the haters are insane. I've unfortunately had some pretty crazy comments come into some of my videos and stuff, and I'm like, dude, like where is society at right now where like you have nothing better to do than just like shit on somebody's video or something like that. You know what I mean? It's insane. I mean, I don't know. I just when for me personally, if there's a video or something I don't agree with, like I just like click off. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't have
click
to
off. And
like if
there
you
is a thumbs down. I mean, a thumbs down is a reaction. But I mean, if you don't like it, there's a dislike or like, think about Instagram, right? You're going
Yep.
through, you heart it if you like it. If you don't, you
Just
just
keep
passing
pushing.
through.
Just
Keep
keep
pushing.
pushing.
But I don't know. People just want some type of reaction. Maybe they don't have friends, so they're waiting for somebody to respond back to them. I
Yep.
don't know.
I don't know.
I
But
get enough
it's
from Tony daily. Like, I think Tony is my number one hater. So, I mean, I don't
I'm
need negative comments. Here we go.
you're
I ain't got
crazy
no
right
kid.
now.
I got
he
plenty
he
of
got
time.
plenty of time.
Oh Lord.
My gosh. But yeah, I mean, my story is pretty similar. I obviously been into this for quite some time and I would say about, I don't know, 3 years ago or so, I went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time.
Mm.
And I walked in and it blew my mind. I was like, what is happening? I think it was the first time I ever really felt immersed in like the galaxy. And I would say up until then, like obviously I was pretty heavy in like buying stuff and stuff like that, but it didn't become like real in terms of like I want to like do something with this until right around that time. I just didn't know what that looked like, you know. And it's so funny because my first time that I was there, somehow, some way, that I was there during a lightsaber meetup day, and the place was
Oh, nice.
packed with everybody with lightsabers and all different walks of life, ethnic backgrounds, ages, the whole nine. And everybody was so like happy and like positive and just like one in one like unison. Just I don't know. It felt incredible. And I was like, I need to like be a part of this community. I felt at home. And so that's kind of how I kind of dove into this. So I was like, you know what, I want a lightsaber, and I started noticing some of the people's like lightsabers are like crazy bright and all that compared to like some of the other ones. So I remember going to buy one at a Doc Ondar's, and I was like, is there like different price ranges in terms of like, so I could get like a really bright one? I don't want like the dim ones you're showing me right now. And the lady's like, oh, those lightsabers are from off planet. And I'm like, "Off
From
planet?
off
What do
planet.
you mean?" She's like, "Yeah, like, they were bought off planet." And I was like,
You could get those at the
"Oh."
Auto Rim.
Yeah, I was like, "Those aren't Disney sabers." Got it.
Yeah, got it.
So, I went home and, started or went to the hotel and started YouTubing just, lightsabers, and stumbled upon that whole community. I didn't even know it was a thing, and it just took off. Like, I just started buying stuff, lightsaber stuff, really getting into that community. And then I was like, why I've already been collecting Star Wars things for a long time. I see like there's actual like community doing this. Why can't I do that too? I love it just as much as everybody else. So why not share? I'm already buying it. Might as well click record and unbox it in front of a camera. And that's kind of how all this started. And I knew I was like, I'm not going to be good in the beginning, and hopefully I'll grow into it. And, I'm not looking to be famous. I'm just looking to create a community and have fun. And we're about a year and a half in now, and here we are. So pretty dope. Pretty dope. So
Which what was the first lightsaber you bought?
I bought because I couldn't afford like a character hilt. So I just had like this regular, like, you know, no frills looking hilt. But it was like a neopixel. So I was like, what is the cheapest like neopixel lightsaber that I can afford? Um, and that's what I got. So I think it was an Imperial Workshop neopixel lightsaber.
Mhm.
And yeah, but it's not character based at all. But
That
it
was my
had all the
first
tech.
lightsaber too.
Really?
I think it was like 75 bucks in Amazon. It wasn't NeoPixel, but I mean did the different lights and sounds. It had like Kylo Ren, so like different hums. So like if
Mm-hmm.
you set it up and you hear Kylo in the beginning, then you
Yep.
know it's gonna be Kylo's saber hum, and then it was just doing all that stuff because I needed because Tony's like, hey, we're going to Star Wars night for Anaheim, and there's a lightsaber meetup, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't have a lightsaber. Like, are you a Star Wars fan and don't have a lightsaber? And I'm like,
Right.
it just wasn't something that I wanted to collect.
Right.
So I got that one, and then when I went to London celebration, I was like, all right, I need to get a lightsaber. Now I need to get something that's at least name brand, right? Like something that's from Disney. So I end up getting the dark saber from Hasbro.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
afterwards, I kind of hear that, from the lightsaber community, Hasbro and Galaxy's Edge,
Mm,
they're not
mm,
it. And then I start seeing like 600, 700, $1,200 lightsabers. I'm like,
yeah.
"Ooh." Yeah, but I mean, I will eventually. I eventually got to get one of those lightsabers because I love those videos, the drag. I mean, the
Mhm.
sounds. I think Tony done a couple reviews. You just switch it like this, and it turns on. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I need one. I need one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm at this point now. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I got like 10 sabers now at this point, and I got
Ooh,
2 on the way. I mean, I've gotten lucky. I've gotten to a place where multiple companies have been able to like have reached out and sent me, lightsabers for me to review for them. So that's been a huge blessing, because I haven't, it gets expensive.
yeah,
It does. I mean, I would say over half of these I've spent my own money on, but um, I would say I've probably had about 6 or 7 of these that have been sent to me specifically for review purposes and stuff like that, and being able to keep them. So that's a huge blessing. But yeah, I mean, if I was just spending it all on like my own money, there'd be no way I'd have all these. I just couldn't afford it.
Yeah, they're expensive, but yeah, definitely want to get well, I don't want to ruin it, but my favorite, it's Darth Vader. So
Yeah.
I want to get an Anakin Skywalker, either episode 3, but a good
Yeah.
one. You know what I'm saying? Like something that I
Mhm.
know it's gonna be A1. So
So you want a episode 3 Graflex?
if that's the name, I'm not familiar, but I mean the episode 3
Mhm.
Anakin Skywalker lightsaber, yes.
Yeah, yeah, you want the Graflex.
Mm,
So, yeah, the Graflex is dope. So the Graflex is different than his saber that he uses when he's Darth Vader.
mhm.
They're 2 different sabers.
Oh,
I
well,
have the
not okay, not episode 3 then. It's gotta be the Darth Vader one. The one that's like
Mhm.
black with the chrome. That's
Yeah.
the one that I want, yes. Not
Okay.
episode 3.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, yeah. So this is dope. I have both. If you whoever's watching, if you guys want to see those reviews, I've got actually reviews on both of those lightsabers. The Darth Vader one is by N Sabers, and the Graflex is by Imperial Workshop. And I have discount codes and all of that down in the description of those videos. I think it's like 7% off. So check that out. Check that out. But yeah, those are great lightsabers, dude. So especially as a collector, they're iconic, both of them, the
Mhm.
Graflex and the Vader. So because the Graflex obviously is what you see in the original trilogy what Luke has,
Yeah.
so those are dope. Anywho, I could talk sabers all day.
So it went from sneakers to sabers.
I know. Oh, maybe for someone's birthday.
Mm.
Oh, we're gonna hide that and pretend like we didn't see that. Uh, so now that you're going on a year, what's one of the coolest things that you have done or that has happened to you rather now that you've been creating YouTube videos?
I think just, the anticipation of people for me dropping videos, or the things
Mm,
that I appreciate the most is, I say my name is Ricky, but everybody knows me as Pop the Bounty Collector. So I
right.
get, thanks Pop. I found this at Ross. Thanks to your video. Or thanks Pop. I bought this at GameStop, or I got this at Amazon. And I even
Mm,
watch some of these people do reviews, and they
yeah,
drop my name in the video, and they say,
dope.
shout out to Pop the Bounty Collector. I watched one of his videos. I ordered this from Amazon. Thank you. So that's like for me, it was like this is what it's all about. Because I'm before even getting on YouTube, that's all I watch is YouTube. It's like
Yeah.
YouTube, Disney Plus, Netflix. I have no cable at home,
Yep.
just internet. And the reason why I go to YouTube a lot, YouTube answers a lot of questions. Like
It
if
does.
I wanted to, perfect example, I was like, I want the dark saber
Mm-hmm.
for celebration. And
Right.
so I went through, I saw obviously the NeoPixels and all the other expensive dark sabers that look like legit. The hilt looks perfect. But
Right.
then I saw the price and I'm like, well, I'm going to celebration. I can't
Mm-hmm.
drop that bread. So then I
Right.
had to decide what am I going to pick between Galaxy's Edge Dark Saber or the Black
Right.
Series. And there was a person that did a review. So
Mm-hmm.
that, and for me, it's like I give them a thumbs up, where I comment in the video, say thanks. That was even before me becoming somebody that does a YouTube videos. So I
Right.
feel like now it's been reversed, and now people are doing that to me. That feels the biggest thing. I think one person recognized me at MegaCon.
Dope.
It's always cool in the passing. But yeah, as long as I get comments like that, I think that's the biggest thing to happen. Nobody has gave me no sabers yet. If you watching, you could throw some sabers over here too. I'll do some reviews, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, no, it'll come. It'll come. I think it was for me, I don't know which one it was. Like I had one video in the beginning and it hit like 20K, 20,000
Ooh,
views or
that
something
viral,
like that.
yeah.
And then after that, that was kind of where it things started to change in terms of lightsabers. So I think at this point I have 4 companies now that randomly have sent me things off and on. So It's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool. I'm really appreciative because it's hard, man. Like you want to continue to do these reviews and stuff like that, but it's like at a point where it's coming out of your own pocket,
Yes.
and we have bills. Like there's just responsibilities. Like I can't, spend 4, 5, 6, 700 bucks, on
Mm-mm.
something to review. And a lot of times I'm dropping videos weekly. So you're talking 4 videos a week. I can't drop $600, 700 4 times a month.
Oh no.
Like that's insane.
If you
You
watch my
know?
late videos, I call it balling on the budget. I'm at Ross, I'm at Five Below,
For
I'm
sure.
looking at GameStop, Amazon, spreading out the word. I don't it's very rare that I pay something retail. If it's
Yeah.
something retail price, it has to be limited or numbered. Something like, okay, this is not gonna go on clearance. But if it's regular, I'll wait. I'm a patient
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's where I've been now. I mean, once you and Tony started doing those Ross hauls, I was like, yo, I didn't even know that was a thing. And there's a Ross like 5 minutes from the crib. So I was like, every time I'm like leaving the gym or I'm coming home from work, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna whip in here real quick. And I'll be finding some heat.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Finding some
crazy.
heat.
It's crazy. 3.99. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that's on my wall, the vintage collection. I wasn't into that. Tony was into that. That was Tony's lane.
Yeah.
I was into Funko Pops, but for 3.99, I'll get it. But
Yeah.
for 15 bucks for a little thing like this, nah, nah, nah.
Nah, nah, you can't. Yeah, 3.99. That's a no brainer. It's basically for free at that point. You're just paying for gas. Yeah, because Target and like Walmart, they be taxing.
Oh, too much. Too
Yeah,
much. I don't even go like before I used to look forward to going to Target. I still go
right,
to Target, Target shopping, look at some stuff, but there's even times my girl would be like, "You're not gonna go check out the Funkos?" I'm like, "For what? They're not on clearance. If it's not
right.
on clearance, I don't want
No, no. Scrape de mama. What's up? Welcome to the chat.
it."
Um, so yeah, no, if it's not on sale at that point, like I got a bunch of pops at one point. I'm like, dude, they take up so much space.
They do.
And I'm
They
like, for what? For them to sit on the shelf?
they
So
do.
I was like, I stopped. I actually ended up like offloading a bunch of them and just keeping like a few that like I really liked that were like either a little bit exclusive. Like I have a few like New York Comic Con ones that I was like, I'm gonna keep those. And some like exclusive like ones because I'm a big like Moon Knight fan, so I got a few Moon Knight ones,
Mm.
stuff like that. So I kept all of those, but the rest of them, I'm like, y'all gotta go. I gotta
Yeah, I'm
go.
about I'm about to unload some too because I don't know, I'm not big into Marvel like I used to be. And
Yeah,
and
me.
and I used to, we're talking about Avengers time,
Hmm.
Iron Man, Captain America. There was so
Right.
many that I have, and I bought so many throughout the years, and I'm like, you know what, just time to get rid of them. Maybe I could, take whatever I could get from that and transfer it into one hot toy because I do want a hot toy.
Oh
Uh, I
man,
know
I would.
it's a dark hole that everybody says like, but I know I could control myself because they're $300. But if I could just get that one Darth Vader hot toy, I would love it.
Aren't they coming out with a Darth Vader where the helmet he's cracked, like in
Yes,
from Kenobi? Is
yes,
that the
that's
one you
the
want?
one. That's the one that I want because it
Oh
got
yeah.
Hayden. It got
Yep.
my boy Hayden on there. So yeah, if I could get that one, that just because it's Darth Vader. You see Hayden's face. It's the best of both worlds for me right there.
Yeah, that's insane. How much is that one going for? Do you know?
I think it's 300 plus.
300 plus. Yeah.
Yeah,
How big is that one? Because I know some of them vary in size.
I think it's like about it's hard to
Yeah,
see in the screen, but it's pretty big.
it's pretty big.
It's pretty
Yeah,
big, and I
if you
like the
get
head
that,
sculpt and everything on there too.
it's gorgeous. Yeah, I saw a couple photos of it. If you get something like that, that needs to have like its own shelf, needs some
Yes.
lighting. Like it needs to be like a centerpiece because that is an insane piece.
Same. Yeah, it will be one of those things that I think what is it? It's called I don't know if it's a Detolf or something like that that you get from IKEA.
I'm not sure, like with a glass case?
Yeah, the glass case, like, yeah,
Mhm.
Tony has one, but it will be on the top shelf
Oh, yeah.
with the light, and the room is dark, and you walk in, and that's the first thing you see. And then when I leave the room, that's the last thing I see, and I say, "Good night, Hayden." And then I go, that's what I want.
Dude, I'm about it.
Yeah,
De
detox, there you go.
Detolf. Okay. That's dope. Yeah. Dude, you should do it. When you do it, take a video.
Oh, yeah, when I do it, I'm gonna do a video, but yeah, this is about to get revamped because I got a lot of stuff artwork. I'm pretty big on like artwork at
Yeah.
MegaCon. I love going to Artist Alley,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
different things just to have it on my wall. So this is gonna change the setup pretty soon, and hopefully I get that detox.
Nice, nice. Yeah, my setup's gonna be changing pretty soon too, because I'm moving. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So not far away, like 12 minutes away, but I ended up getting a bigger space. So what's gonna be dope about that is that I'm actually gonna have, because right now my studio, this right here, I actually share this room with my wife because she has an in-home office because she works from home.
mm,
So it's kind of like a makeshift thing where I kind of roll my stuff all in a corner, But in my other house, I'm gonna have a bedroom fully dedicated that I'm gonna make into a
oh.
full studio.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome. I
it's
mean,
gonna
I'm
be
in the
dope.
same boat right now. Literally, the room that I'm recording in, it's in the corner. So this is the corner of the room,
Yeah, me too.
and then
See, that's the corner.
the other side is 2 beds. So
Okay.
when my kids come, my kids they sleep over every 2 weeks, like
Yep.
every other
Yep.
weekend I have them. So they have their beds here. So
Nice.
pretty much like when they walk into the room, they're like, "Really, Dad?" And I said, because, have you seen any of my first videos? I didn't have a mic. I
Hmm.
was recording from the iPhone 13. There was no monitor, no Mac Mini, no keyboard, no lighting.
Wow.
It was pretty much a picnic table,
Okay.
with tablecloth, my iPhone on a little tripod on
Yep.
top of a Star Wars box in the
Yep.
living room. So you heard a lot of echoing
For sure.
in the living room because the living room was a large space. And it was so funny
Yeah.
because you walk in and that's the first thing you see, the living room, and you see a table. And you're like, what's that random table doing there? So
Oh
now I'm
yeah.
here, but I'm hoping, in the future we move into a big place and my girl knows
Yeah.
that I need my studio slash man cave because there's so many things that I have in boxes that are
Same.
collectibles,
Yep. Same.
and I'm like, "Man, I wish, they're just dying to come out to be displayed, but they can't right now."
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. I think don't get it twisted though. So my first, I don't know, all of my videos up until like my last like two, actually, not including podcasts. So my last like review video, that was like the first time I recorded a video on an actual like camera. All of my other
Mm,
videos, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but like they're all shot on iPhone. But I hacked everything with lighting, so it made it look really like
wow.
crispy. And then I hacked everything. I hacked like the audio with like some like cool like boomed out of the shop mics and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like trial and error, like piecing together different parts to make it work with the cell phone and the whole nine. But it got to a point where I was like making pretty damn good videos with the iPhone. So it wasn't up until recently that I actually had a camera. But it's all lighting and the way you shape the room with your lights and stuff. So, hey, I was able to make it work, falling on a
Hey,
budget.
balling on the budget.
But yeah, I mean, I got my first 1,600 subscribers on iPhone, you know.
Nice.
So, pretty dope, and it's been a blast. It's been a blast. All right, so let's get back into the questions. So, in honor of what is it? Bad Batch Eve. It is the 20th. I'm rocking a Bad Batch t-shirt at this moment. Bam.
Nice.
Yep. Um, in honor of something new coming from Star Wars, which I'm super pumped about, what are some of the things coming up that you can't wait for?
I love Bad Batch, so I'm kind of sad that this is gonna be the final season. I felt like it could have been something that could last maybe 5, maybe 6. I thought it was gonna be something kind of like Clone
Yeah.
Wars or Rebels. I just felt like it was cut off too short, and speed up. So I don't know that there's something in the background that's coming out probably after Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that I anticipating to watch is Acolyte
Me too.
because when I saw that, I don't know, little bit snippet trailer, whatever you want to call pre-trailer and
Mhm.
celebration, and they showed, I think it was either 6 or 7 young Jedis igniting their lightsaber, and that's how they ended it. I was like, "Oh,
Insane.
yes, finally some battles. I wanna see them go against other Sith. I just wanna see battles." And it looks like a show of with a lot of action. They showed a
Yeah.
lot of fight scene. They have a Jedi Wookie.
I know.
So it's like it's the same guy that plays
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, but
Yep.
he came out in the stage dressed up as that Jedi with the hilt and everything, and I was like, "Wow." So that's when I've been waiting for the most, but really excited for Bad Batch, and I'm getting ready because I know I'm gonna be sad, and I am recording my reactions for each episode, so I will
Nice.
be up at 3 a.m recording, the first 3 episode reactions, and hopefully I get them out before I go to work the next day.
Good luck to you. I'll be praying
Yeah.
for you. God. Yeah, because for us, it's 3 a.m., right? You said?
Yes, 3 AM.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's good. I know. It was so funny because I always get, bullied by Tony. I remember, like, before, like, I will wait, to watch The Mandalorian with my girlfriend because she was
Yeah.
into it. So,
Right.
I will wait, and, I think it was the season finale, for season 2, and, that's with, Luke, and
Okay.
Tony was like, "Yo, did you see it?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm waiting for my girlfriend." He's like, "Oh, man, really, bro?" You didn't see it? And I'm like, "No, I stayed away social media." He goes, "I'm gonna spoil it for you. Don't be
Oh,
on
no.
Instagram. I'm gonna spoil it for you." But it's funny because I did wait for my girlfriend, and our reactions, like, this is before YouTube, so
Right.
our reactions would have been amazing for YouTube. And she was screaming, I was screaming, I couldn't even believe that. So that season 2 for Mandalorian was the best. But
Oh,
ever
yeah.
since then, I think it was with Mandalorian season 3, I just been getting up. And even, my girlfriend, she's like, "No, that's on you. If you want to get up, you could get up." But she did for the finale for Mando because
Yeah.
I thought something epic was gonna happen at the end and of season 3. So she got up
Right.
too. And I was, we were kind of spoiled with Ahsoka. I was hoping that they were gonna do something like that and be like, okay, let's do 9 o'clock at night. It's late, but it's not so late, so people could stay up and watch it and still go to work.
Yep.
But 3 a.m. back again. Here we go.
Yeah. That's a bad move in my opinion. I don't like
laugh
why?
out loud. Laugh out loud. Thanks, Diana. You ruined
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I had that on the screen a little bit earlier. And then she
Oh
goes,
man.
"You're welcome."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I liked when they were dropping it. What was it like at 11 p.m. or whatever, or 10? I don't know,
Hmm.
something like that. When it was perfect because then I could watch it at night. Sure, it's a little bit late, but then I can go to work
Yeah.
and chit chat it up with whoever it is that I'm talking to. You know what I mean? And
And you could go on social media and not be afraid to be spoiled on something.
right, because when I was done watching that, I was going to sleep.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? So, and then I already had saw it, so I didn't have to worry about any of the any spoilers or anything like that. And now, 3 a.m. Like, who in the hell of it has time to freaking be watching, stay up at 3 a.m. Like, I gotta be up and like
Yeah,
on my way to
same,
work by
man.
like seven something. Like,
I
it's not possible.
I gotta be at work at 9. I gotta be
Yeah.
at work at 9 AM. Probably after this, I'm gonna go eat, take a nap, wake up again. Gotta get the videos out. Tony, Mr. Smart Guy over here, requests every Wednesday off. What you
Smart.
said, Tony does. Yeah, Tony does. Yeah,
He said rookies.
it's rookies.
He's like, I done this. I'm Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Won't stop. My man drops like 7 videos a day, bro.
I know. Okay. Let's say I'm chilling. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Flex says, I really hope the Acolyte delivers. Man,
Yes.
me too. My thing with the Acolyte is that we don't have a Sith story. And from
Mhm.
the trailer that I have seen, obviously they haven't released it yet, but we have the connects. Um, it's it looks crazy, and I know there's like a lot of like it shows a lot of like Jedi and stuff like that, and like the younglings and stuff. So I'm really curious to see where they take it. I really hope that they bring a lot of characters in that we're unfamiliar with, so that
Yes.
we because I feel like a lot of the Star Wars community has a lot of expectations because of things that are based on like the EU, right? The expanded universe. And what happens with that is when you have expectations, same thing like let's say with any kind of thing that started with a book and then they bring it to movies, whether that's like the Harry Potters or whatever it might be, everybody always says the movie is never as good as the book, right?
Exactly.
And it's
Mhm.
because they can't put as much detail and backstory and all the things and condense it within like 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the movie. They just can't do it, right? So I hope with the Acolyte they have completely new characters where we know nothing about them and then they can build them just like they did with Balin Skull, Shin
Yes.
Hattie, right? We see them, Ray Stevenson fully captivated us on screen,
Oh, man.
right?
Amazing.
And amazing. And we loved it because we had no expectations, right? And so the moment the Star Wars fan base has expectations, then that's where things can go awry. And so I'm really hoping that we get, some new characters to really like sink our teeth in that have been written really well with a lot of depth to them. Um, so that's what I'm hoping for. I do hope there's cameos and stuff like that with characters that we do know and love, because we're talking for this time period, I believe like Yoda's alive, potentially Revan, I'm not too sure in this time era, depending.
I
I
mean,
could
I
be
think they
wrong.
said if Revan's gonna be there, it's gonna be something like a flashback, because I think Revan is still further back, because it's
Okay.
100 years before episode 1. So, yeah,
Okay.
definitely Yoda. Yoda rocking the man bun. Imagine. That would be
Just
hilarious.
some
It's so
gray
great.
stragglies in a bun to be fire.
My man has it braided back. He's like,
That'd be
that'd be
dope.
hilarious. Yeah,
That'd
but
be so
I'm
dope.
with you when you have so look at Mando.
Yeah.
Mando came out of nowhere,
Yep.
and all new people, characters that we didn't know, but it still was in that Star Wars original trilogy OT era. But it
Mhm.
was a new character, a
Right.
Western
Yes. Space
bounty, like
Western.
yeah, and it was amazing. And
Oh yeah.
then you had season 2, another amazing season 2, but then you had added Ahsoka live action, you added
Yes.
Luke,
Yep.
so then the expectations
Boba
for
Fett.
season 3, I mean, yeah, Boba Fett was for them to top that. Like, how do
Right.
you top season 2? So I
Super
understand what you're
difficult.
saying. Yeah, when you go in with an expectation, you're gonna be disappointed. That's why a lot of things I try to go in with low expectation. Go in with
Mhm.
low expectation so then I could be, surprised by certain things. So I'm really hoping that Acolyte delivers new act like you said, new characters, new actors that we don't know, and then we grow to love them like Ray Stevens and um
Shin.
Shin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I mean, if they could give us something like that, if Dave Filoni can come in and really just crush it, like we know he can, I mean, obviously live action is really new to Dave Filoni. Um, but I mean, man, I mean, he's the guy, you know,
Yeah.
he's the heir to the empire, pun intended, right?
Pretty much, man, pretty much. He was sitting there on that chair and at times being taught by, George Lucas, man. George
Dude,
Lucas
what
questioned him and
insane.
everything that he did. It's like, "Why this? Why that?" So he learned. So
Absolutely insane. What is this? Okay. So, we're going to move to a new section of the podcast, which I have never done before, which
mm,
is really cool. So, you will be the first to do this. I am going to I'm going to ask you from a couple different categories, and you are going to pick what category, and then I will ask the question on whatever that card that I have that comes up.
oh,
Yeah. So, the categories that you get to choose from are the galaxy, characters, the force, and technology.
hmm. I wanna try characters first.
Characters. All right. Characters. See if we get that to zoom or focus. Probably not. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
All
there we
right.
go.
All right. It says here each member of the Bad Batch has qualities that gives the team an edge in the field. What's something what's something different or unique about you, your friends or siblings that gives you an unexpected advantage?
I would say my humor.
Talk about
I
that.
w I would say my humor because regardless of the situation that we're in, I always try to get everybody to laugh, have a good
Yeah.
time, think of the positivity, try not to dwell on it too much. I'm really big in life is too short. You could ask my
Yes.
girlfriend. I have that conversation with her all the time. It's like, why not have a good time? Because
Yeah.
tomorrow is never promised. So I'm always like, the funny person in the family. I make everybody laugh, from cousins to
Yeah.
uncles and aunts, my
Keeps the mood
sisters.
light.
Like you get me in there and my family, and it's just I'm the one making everybody laugh. So I feel like I'm the person that's approachable. I've been told that I'm a people person,
Yeah.
that I'm able to connect with anybody. My grandmother from my father's side, she used to tell me when I was little, "You're just like your father, because your father could talk to anybody." Your
Yeah.
father, and unfortunately, my real dad passed away when I was 5, so I didn't get
Wow.
to know the man, that well, but just hearing stories like that and seeing myself now, yeah, I you could put me in a conference room, or a big room with 3,000 people. You give
Yeah.
me a topic to talk about, and I'm not afraid. I'll come up with some joke, some icebreaker to get the room laughing, get the mood right, and then we're able to talk. So I feel like that would be my biggest strength or skill to the team.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would say for me, my biggest strength would be somehow, some way, and I really don't know how, but once I get to know people, somehow they just open up to me.
Mm,
And I don't know if it's just because like I'm pretty like chill and pretty like reserved and like relaxed, and maybe something about that gets people to like open up. And so that's really allowed me to kind of intercede into things where I probably shouldn't be involved in with certain people's lives, but I've been able to be kind of like a shining light, maybe a shoulder to lean on in those times and like make them feel like calm, relaxed, or whatever it is when times are getting difficult. And sometimes I'm like, how did I even end up in this conversation? You know what I mean? Like, how did I even get here? Um, but it's always a blessing because, I get to be there for that person in that moment in that time. So that's pretty cool, man. It's been a journey. I don't know how I end up in those conversations.
hey, that's
Sometimes
it's always good. Maybe you present yourself as a person that's not judgmental, a
yeah.
person that they feel safe around you. So
Yep.
they can open up to you and know that whatever you say and whatever you hear, it's to the person's best interest, you
Yeah,
know? So that's always good. You always need somebody like that in life, you
for
know?
sure.
Not a big religious person, but I always say God has a lot of angels living on earth, you know?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
you don't know who's with you, A lot of people are very prideful
Yeah.
and they don't want to talk about their problems, right?
Mm,
And then whenever
mhm.
something happens bad in life, they're like, God, why this is going through me? But you have people here that you could connect and talk to that could offer advice and help you out as well.
100%. Yeah, I believe that everything is, for a reason. Everything has been written. Um, and so as we continue to navigate this life, certain people are placed in our lives, some for very, very long seasons and some for very, very short seasons to get us through to the next like marker or the next chapter. And there is certain relationships that are placed in our path that, are forever, you know. And so kind of like you and Tony, you guys known each other for 20 plus years, that's a relationship that is a long-standing relationship, and who knows, that might be a relationship that you have for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah,
But there is some other relationships that are going to be, short, and that's okay. I believe that God has placed those people in our lives for a very short period of time just to kind of get us from point A to point B, whatever those reasons might be. And so, but whatever that reason is, it's a blessing, I believe, and we get to continue to push forward and move on to that next journey.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. So you picked characters for that last one. You have the galaxy, the force, and technology left.
Let's do the force.
The force. All right. Bam. You're facing a Sith with your lightsaber in hand. Which dark side warrior would you choose to duel and why?
Well, to me, my top would be Vader. My top would
Okay.
be Vader. And the reason why, obviously, he's my favorite character. And just knowing how Anakin, seeing the prequels, knowing how he slings that blade and he's so skilled
Mhm.
with the lightsaber is one of those things that I would always want to test myself.
Yeah.
So I'm referencing Dragon Ball, right? For a
Yeah,
moment, or
go for
Dragon
it.
Ball Z. Goku, his story is all about training and eating and seeing somebody to take, to at his peak, his best. You always want
Yeah.
to face the toughest opponent to see how
Right.
strong you are. So either I'm gonna be in the same level as Vader,
Mhm.
or I'm gonna die by Vader. So either or is like I'm gonna face the top man, or I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from the top man. So I will always go against Vader.
Dang, but you wanna go against the chosen one, though?
Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, yeah, you could you could pick somebody
Who are you,
easy to go
Obi-Wan
against.
Kenobi?
You are
Oh,
like my
man.
brother.
"You were my brother, Anakin." Oh, I'm not choosing Vader because 'cause I'll die. Uh,
You gonna pick
I
Dooku?
oh, yeah. Somebody easy.
Somebody
Uh, so Dooku or like, man, who's like a C-list character, you know? No.
I still feel even though, yeah, I mean, a young Obi-Wan cut Maul in half, I feel like the double blades coming at you, wow,
Yeah.
that takes a lot of skills.
When he dropped those 2 lightsaber blades, everybody was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I know, that's why I can't wait for the movie to come back, even though I've seen it like 40 plus times. Because at that time, when episode 1 came out, I worked at AMC theaters. So
Ooh,
I was 17 years old. I got hired 2 weeks before episode 1. So I actually saw episode 1 before it came out. Because like
got
now
you.
movies these days, they drop them on a Wednesday or they do Thursday. They don't even do midnight release. Back
Right.
then, it was only midnight release on that schedule Friday, but I saw it Wednesday before the
Mm,
schedule release. So I remember going to school and telling all my friends, "Yo, I saw episode 1." And, back then, some people were into Star Wars. Some
yep.
people confused Star Wars with Star Trek, which that kinda killed me, in high school. So when I told them, "Yo, I
So
saw
offensive.
episode 1." Yeah, it's very offensive. Uh it's
Not
like
the
calling
same.
it's like, calling, Tusken Raiders sand people, you know what I'm saying? Don't disrespect them like that.
Don't do Yeah.
But, I remember going to school and I was like, "Yo, I saw episode 1," and everybody's like, Okay."
They're like,
I was like,
"Good for
"What?"
you."
Yeah, good for you. But yeah, over 40 times, man, over 40 times, and it's so nostalgic, but when the double blade, I think that was the first time ever we seen someone with a double lightsaber, like, it felt, like, illegal.
100%.
It
It
felt
felt
illegal, like,
illegal. Like, that's
it did. It's
cheating.
like, "You're allowed to do that? George, where did this come from?"
Yeah. Yeah, that was insane. I don't know, I think I lost my mind when I saw that for the first time.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
lost my mind. I think for my Sith that I'll actually choose Maul.
Maul?
Because he's insane and he's probably one of the best Star Wars characters out. That honestly they probably haven't fleshed out enough. I mean, I know like in Clone Wars and stuff like that, but we don't have really much live action Maul. And
Yeah.
we need a lot more of that. I wish they would have continued Solo too because they showed Maul at the end and done that like Crimson Dawn thing. I don't know how
Yeah,
that
that
would have
would've
worked, because Han doesn't really like believe in the Force at this time and stuff like that. So I don't know how that would work with Maul, but to see more of Maul and Kira and that Crimson Dawn era would have been absolutely insane. But we'll see if we actually get that. It's not looking too good. It's not
No,
looking
I
too
mean,
good.
I would even take a project on how, and I know Tony mentioned this plenty of times, a project on how, Palpatine got a young Darth Maul.
Ooh,
Just name the movie Maul.
that'd
That's
be
it.
dope.
Or a series called Maul, and you see him being trained by Palpatine because he looked amazing. The reason why he got cut in half is his cockiness.
Yep.
His cockiness. He got off, he thought, I won already. This Obi-Wan
Right.
is about to die. And he took his guard down. But besides that, man, he was a great fighter.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Super skilled. Yeah. Come on, Star Wars. Give us some Maul action.
Yes.
Give us some Maul. All right. Two more. The Galaxy. Excuse me, no.
Yeah, Galaxy,
Ooh.
yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm missing. My bad, guys. Hold on. I got a little mix up here, but it's a cool mix up because I just discovered something. All right, so we got three more. You got
3 more.
creatures, the galaxy,
Ooh.
or technology.
Let's go to creatures.
Creatures. All right. Would you rather face 10 porg-sized space slugs or one space-sized slug porg?
Okay, okay. Here's the question though. A question
Yeah.
back. Do I have a lightsaber?
Yes.
10.
The Ted,
Yeah, the
okay.
10 porks.
For sure. Just like a
Yeah.
bunch of roaches, a little bunch of quails, like vroom, 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 vroom,
And then just give
over.
him and then just bag them up and give them to Chewie so
That's it.
Chewie could eat them.
He's about that life.
Yeah,
I would say the same thing. So
that would be crazy. They need to put, I don't even know, did they put porgs in the game? They should have put porgs in, Jedi Survivor so you could just, like, cut them up.
I haven't gotten into those games. Have you played
No?
those?
Oh,
No,
yes, yes, I love them.
no. I have the first one, whichever that one's called.
Jedi Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order. Yeah. Um, my thing is though, I don't play video games like that like anymore. I don't know. I was heavy back in the day. I played a lot of Xbox. My two games, well, my number one game was Gears of War, and then my number two game was Call of Duty. Hey, the cog, let's go. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my, favorite game of all time is
Me
Gears.
too. Me
Big
too.
big Gears guy, Marcus Phoenix, definitely. So, I was really big into Xbox, the, party chat, all
Same.
that, and then I still haven't finished Spider-Man 2. Tony gets on me, he's like, "You still haven't finished?" I finished
Me
it, like,
too.
in 4 days. I'm like, I don't know, like, I rather watch something on YouTube than play video games,
I'm
but
the same way.
when it came to Jedi Fallen Order, it was pretty good.
100%. Yeah, it
Uh-oh, my
just
girlfriend's saying hello.
oh.
I think she's like, "Nice."
No, I think she's, responding to somebody.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Let's see
everyone, hello,
here.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
hello to everyone in the chat.
What up, Eric? That's Eric. What up,
What
E
up?
Money?
What's going on, man? Welcome to the live podcast. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. But yeah, I was a big Gears of War. I was playing since I don't know. I think for me, the first one dropped, and I was like in like the I don't know 8th grade or something like that. Um, Huge.
Yeah,
And then I
I
the
got those
la
Lancer guns.
Do
I
you
got the
have
big
them?
yeah. I had, like I spent a good bread on the gold one.
No,
It was a gold one. I think it was like a CEC, like, there's a video game, like, convention, and it was a gold one, edition Lancer, so I got that, but that's what
I
I'm
know
saying, I
exactly what you're
don't
talking
have
about.
no room to hang up anything, but yeah, Gears of War, I got figures, it's tatted on me for life, but definitely love Gears.
That's dope. They were supposed to make like a movie or like a show.
Yeah, man, I don't know, I want a live action, but, I don't want them to mess it up.
I know, kind of like a Halo situation all over again,
Oh, no, 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 don't put it in Amazon. If anything, give it a Netflix. Maybe
or
Netflix got that
HBO.
or HBO. Yes, then because it's gotta be a little bit, on that
Hmm.
dark side. Yes.
Oh yeah, Gears of War is very dark.
Yes.
It's dark horror.
Yeah, if you want and you're gonna see a lot of guts and blood.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard something a long time ago that yeah Netflix I think was like toying around with it, but I don't know if anything ever came up with that.
No, I know, Bautista, the wrestler.
Hmm.
I know he bought or he had some type of Gears of War, and he did like a little trailer basically saying that he wants to play Marcus Phoenix. He kind of looks similar to him, obviously. I don't know how it would go. I loved him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's pretty funny, but
I don't think
Marcus is not funny. That's the thing.
no Marcus is not funny, and he doesn't. I don't feel like he would do good as Marcus Phoenix.
No, Marcus Phoenix is not a funny guy. Marcus, you need
No.
an actor that's able to go deep in some deep depression, tough stuff. Because Marcus was just very short to the
Yeah.
point. My man's been through so much.
I think who would have been a perfect actor if they weren't sick and if they like were young enough to be like get like jacked. Bruce Willis could have did that for the role maybe.
Oh, Bruce
Yeah,
Willis. Ah, man, such a great
you know.
actor.
Oh yeah, serious. Can do those kind of roles. That would have been dope. But unfortunately, he's not in the best health anymore. So, that makes me sad. All right. Technology or the galaxy?
Galaxy.
Galaxy. We have here the dark side cave of Dagobah brings fear to life. What do you think you would see inside?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think the biggest fear for me is not being able to see my kids get older.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I do need to get better with my health. I am a heavy set guy.
Yeah.
My girl's always telling me, "Hey, go to the doctor, check that out." So I think my biggest fear that kind of like looms in my mind, try not to think about it too much, is just to make sure that I'm there to, my daughter gets married,
Yeah.
graduates from high school, same thing with my son, just being there for my kids, because my mother is still with us, and I'm blessed,
Yeah.
and she's gotten to see everything, seeing
Wow.
me grow, from so that's what I think my biggest fear would be, not being able to see my kids grow.
Tony out here cracking jokes.
I never noticed you were heavy set. Go to bed, Tony.
Go to bed, bro. You got to watch Bad Batch at 3 a.m. Um, No, dude, I have a similar so I don't have any kids, but my biggest fear would be me passing and not showing the people around me, how much I actually truly cared about them and how much I truly like love them. Because sometimes I feel like one of my shortcomings is I don't express how much I care for
Mm,
people as much as I actually do. And the last thing I want to do is, something happens to me or something happens to them and I never got to express, my love for them, like whether that's my parents, my brother, my wife. So that's I think something like that would be in the cave for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Like I said, I'm a big believer. Life is too short, so
for
you
sure.
know, whatever it is, I'm pretty sure any argument is off of something petty, and just move forward, man. People make mistakes. That happens.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, you start dwelling on things that are not important and then you harbor this hate and
Hmm.
then and for what, we're human, we're not perfect. And so you're just wasting your time when you can just be moving forward and fixing whatever it is and just kind of like putting everything behind you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But
we getting deep. We getting deep here, people.
we getting real deep. So, I relate though, man. I'm a bigger dude now too. I've actually lost some weight. I was a lot bigger. I got up to, so I'm not tall. I'm 5'7", and I got up to like 270 at one point, and that's pretty big for my height. And so I ended up, man, just at first just going on a lot of walks, just changing some of the things that I eating. And I started just carrying actually this big thing around with me every day. It's like 62 ounces. So I drink two of them a day. So it's a gallon of water and drinking a gallon of water. And I started just going on for walks. And then from there, it gave me the confidence to start like even eating better because I started to feel a little bit better. And then we started going to the gym and stuff like that. So I'm down to 230 now. So I relate, dude. I relate. It's
Nice.
a journey though. It's been years. Like I started doing that, man, 2.5, 3 years ago. So it's been a journey, but I didn't rush into anything. Um, I kind of took my time and I just gradually gained confidence, and just started slowly taking care of myself one step at a time, not making big jumps, and it's been huge. So my health was bad. I was like borderline diabetic. The
Oh wow.
doctors, yeah, the doctors are like, you're not yet, but if you don't take care of yourself, you
Hmm.
will be.
Yep.
And I remember like getting that news. It was early in the morning, and I had to leave from work from there. And I remember driving to work, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I blew my mind. So um, I think that was a point where I was like, all right, I need to start taking myself seriously because I want to be here for a long time and a good time.
Yes, and a good time.
you know? All right. Last one is technology.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. It says Star Destroyers have striking one word names, as with Inflictor and Finalizer. What intimidating name would you use to what is it? Oh, to christen a star destroyer. So I guess like, you know,
So give it a name.
yeah.
That's for my Star Destroyer.
Hmm. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
What would he give a star? I think I would use like the Annihilator.
The Annihilator. I like that one.
yeah.
I would have like the End of Worlds.
Ooh. E EOW.
Yeah. Something. They're like, what does that stand for? The End
End
of
of
Worlds. Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
Like
Just coming in.
damn.
Yes. Wow. You see that? Everybody knows that. Okay. Bye, guys. Let me say my goodbyes to everybody because we're done.
nice to know you. Nice to know you. Nice to know you.
I'm sorry about what happened last year,
I'm telling you. Oh man. All right. If you could
but
pitch a new Star Wars story or character idea, what would it be? You were gonna say something? What's up?
no, 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 no. If I could pitch, I need Darth Revan. His
Oh,
story is just
I agree.
His story is just amazing. We talked about it in our podcast, or no, I actually talked about it on my second time on Star Wars Sith because he asked kind of like a similar question, my dream
Yeah.
project, and I
Mm,
had two, but Darth Revan, his story is just from him being at a younger age and to I get Anakin vibes because that's the only thing you could compare it to.
right.
But, like, him being so challenging and him
Yeah.
bouncing from master to master,
Yep.
and then, him going to the dark side, them bringing him back,
Yep.
it's just it's crazy. His hate well, you could see the hate because when you and I haven't read the books, I've watched a lot of, YouTube videos, people that deep dive into the story of Revan, but,
You
like,
haven't
his
read the
hate
book?
mm-mm. Uh,
Ricky.
but his story against of the Mandalorians, how he just wanted to stop them so bad, and the Jedi Council was like, "That's not us. That's not none of our business." Like, we don't take. But he wanted, and then the simple fact that I'm not gonna take this helmet off until every Mandalorian is destroyed, or I just love that part. But yeah, I know I gotta get into so many books, but like I said, I'm big into YouTube. I just read a lot of people reviews, the story of Revan, and I love it. I just love that whole story of
Dude, so I'm not a huge reader either. I've probably been more into books, I would say, in the last like 6 months or so. Um, but Revan is my number one book. That book has you on edge the
Mm.
entire time. And the way that it ends, I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's just say I teared up reading that book.
Oh wow.
So take the time and read that book. That book is insane. So what I do is I will get the audio and I'll put the audio in my headphones and then I'll physically have the book and I'm
Mm.
listening to it and I'm reading
As
at the
you're
same
reading at the same
time
time. Okay.
because the audio has sound effects. So you'll hear like lightsabers, footsteps, like battleships flying by, like the whole nine. So it's very like cinematic when you're reading it. So it's like this whole like I don't know, immersive experience and I just get lost in it. That book, Ricky, is my hairs are standing up thinking about it is insane. So, if you're gonna read a book, dude, like, and you really like the story of Revan, that is a crazy book. I highly recommend it.
Oh, definitely gotta check it out. I know that and Darth Plagueis.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two that, and then I think now they're reading Dark Disciples with. So I know those are all type
Massage
of books
Ventures.
that they're soft ventures, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, Revan definitely. Like I didn't even know. Like I didn't know what is it? They say Couture, Knights of the Old Republic.
Right.
Never. I heard of the games back in the days, but never wasn't into it.
Same.
And obviously never read any of the books. But when I saw this character, I was intrigued, and I was like, let me Google him.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Never knew about this person before, obviously because they weren't in the live actions. And then
Right.
went into a deep rabbit hole, watching after YouTube videos. But definitely need to get into the books. I was looking at audiobooks because with the whole reading, but I know how you said having the book in front of you and the sound effects, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so what I do is because I don't want to sit here and pay for the audio and then pay for the book. What I
Mhm.
do is I have a library card and there's an app called Libby and you can actually check out the audiobook on the app.
Mm.
So then I go and I buy the book because I like to physically have the books for like my bookshelf. And I'll listen to it and then I'll read it. So I'm not buying it twice. Now the thing with the Libby app, which dope is that it's just like a library card but digitally. So if somebody is already like checked it out, then you can't physically check it out because I think they have so many like keys or like kind of like so many times they can like rent it out at once, right?
Mhm.
So then what you do is you're like, okay, somebody currently has it, but then you just get in line digitally, and then when it's your turn, you just get a notification and say, "Yep, I want to check it out," and then you check it out.
And it's
Um,
called Libby?
it's called Libby, yeah,
In the library for the
Libby,
library.
and all you need, but you do you have a library card?
No.
So you would need to go get a library card at your local library, and then you'll link that card to the app, but it's free, so
Hey,
I
I
just I
like
just
it. I
roll.
like, I like anything free.
Me too. If it's free, it's for me. So then that's what I do. And so because I know like I have some friends that they do like Audible and stuff like that, and then
Mm.
they have this subscription. But I'm like, dude, I have so many subscriptions and so many things. Like, I just can't. I just can't. you know. So Libby is what I've been using, and it's been great. It's like a little like purple. Um, the app looks like it's like a little purple app with like a teal book. I don't know if that's gonna come up on the screen there. You see it in the top corner there?
Yep.
That's what it looks like. So it is definitely a little hack. It's
But I
great.
like
And
that
you
though. Like you said,
mhm.
you're reading it, but I just when you were mentioning, I could just imagine like, and he opens or he ignites his lightsaber, and all of a sudden you hear,
Shoo!
be like, "Yo, what the?"
It's crazy. And you hear the footsteps and like the breathing and like it's pretty dope. Whoever's doing the audiobooks for Star Wars is next level. Is dope. Is dope. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, check that out. If you do check it out, I want to know your journey.
Oh yes, I got to. I'm probably gonna do, and most likely I'm do a review on it and give my experience of the book. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But all right. So Ricky, we are at the end of Wookie Whispers episode 4. I'm extremely appreciative of you coming on and hanging out with me. I will definitely 100% have you back on as long as you're down.
Oh,
Um,
always down. Always down. Like I tell everybody, it's good to connect with people and just talk about things that we love, and
Absolutely.
we have this technology that now we can connect. Back in the days we had to ride our bike to a different neighborhood or
Mhm.
get the Lynx bus and go to 4 stops to see Mario,
Yes.
to go play in an N64 at his house, and you brought his
Yep.
controller. Now we have this technology and we're older. We're just older kids talking
That's
about
it.
things that we love, and I'll be on anytime you want, man. Just let me know.
Absolutely. So let the people know where they can find you and how they can keep up with you.
Again, it's Pop the Bounty Collector on Instagram, on YouTube, TikTok, and X or Twitter. Again, I post at least 3 or 4 videos or shorts every week. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m., it's a new episode of Rebel Collectors with my boy Star Wars Sith, Tony. Again, talking about the latest toys, Hasbro, Funko, Hot Toys, our trip to Japan, anything that has to do with Nintendo retros, we talk about it. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And that's all I have, man.
That's what's up. So
Mm.
same for me, guys. First off, write down the description right now as we speak. I have all of his links down there so you could click them and go subscribe immediately. If you are not subscribed to Wookie Whispers and the Gianni V YouTube channel, go click that subscribe button. It's the same thing on Instagram at I am Gianni V across all platforms. I'm heavily on Instagram as well. So make sure you guys go check us both out. We are live Wookie Whispers every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And I want to wish you guys a happy Bad Batch Eve because at
Yes.
3 a.m., Bad Batch is going live. And tomorrow is going to be a crazy, crazy day with a 3 episode launch. So we are excited. But that's it for us, guys. My name is Gianni V. This is Wookie Whispers. That's Pop the Bounty Collector. And may the force be with you. Thanks again, guys.
One.